Yep. Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay. In continuous to yesterday's session. Okay. In continuous to yesterday's session, what we are going to discuss is uh, once we install SQL Server, once we install SSMS. Okay. There are a lot of best practices where we should follow. I'm not discussing any all the stuff right away because that will go into too much technical. Is it installation is completed, Subbu means? I will say no. Still, we have to discuss many things as a DBA. But basic installation is done, sir. Means you will copy the setup file. You will choose all the features, whatever you want. You will choose the license, and you will try to install the SQL Server, especially what are the best minimum best practices we discuss, like file locations, binary locations, service accounts, authentications. That we will follow the basic best practice. Still yet to discuss lot many things. I'm not going that much technical because many are too much technical, like a max drop, memory, uh, instance file installations, uh, the tempdp configurations. Okay, cost resource parallelism, parameter sniffings, and auto closers, no count. There are many things yet to discuss. Okay, that's the reason I'm saying we just completed the basic SQL Server installation as a DBA. When you get a request, what are the things you will take in care before you install? After you install, there are many things. Okay, once you complete the installation, there are many things. Only we haven't discussed many things here. We'll discuss going forward. I told you, right? So we are going to keep on performing multiple times installation, SQL Server installation as part of this training program. Definitely you will understand. Okay. At the ending, you will conclude that, okay, these are the major best practice we should follow while you are installing SQL Server. Okay. So, okay, Subbu, I know how to install SQL Server. I know how to install SSMS. I know how to access SQL Server. Okay. This is the three things as a DBA everyone must do. No, we are good. That part we are good. Now, once we install SQL Server, once we connect to the SQL Server, what we will do, sir, as a DBA? Okay, before going to the DBA, first try to understand, okay, what exactly you will do whenever you connect to the SQL. Okay, so before I move into, do you have any questions on installation? Anyone? Anyone? Do you have any questions? Are you good? How to install? How many people install SQL Server? Everyone completed? No? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do it today.
Okay. Yeah. So you can respond over the chat. Okay.
I installed it.
Okay. You can respond over the chat. Let's use the chat window as well. Okay. You can use the chat and you can type, okay, yes, install SQL Server, so on so version. Now, once you install SQL Server, our job is not done, sir. Okay. Now our job started actually. Now, once you've done, what exactly will happen means, see, there when you connect to the SQL Server, if you close it, if you connect to the SQL Server, okay, if you connect to the SQL Server, you will see these many objects: databases, security, server objects, replication, always on availability group, management, integration service catalog, SQL Server agent, X event profiler. These many objects you are able to see, basically, each having its own role. Okay, let's focus on first on database because this is the one of the major component in entire this. database is the one of the major component. So currently, when you go to the database, there are two types of databases. One is system databases. One is user created database. Means, for example, you decide to create one database. Okay. So right click on database. Okay. Right click on new data. Right click on database. New database. Then you can provide the DB1. Always, please make a note down. Always your DB owner should be SA, system administrator. Always your DB owner should be SA. Forget about all this stuff. Just click on OK, sir. Okay. Now see, this technically we will call it as a user databases, and there is a system database. So first we'll talk about system databases, then we'll go for user databases. So in any database management system, they will follow two databases. One is the system, means automatically some database will be created. Even if you go and take the Postgres, you will get the PostgreSDB template 1, template 0, template 1, template 0. So these are the default databases, you will get it. But they are not doing anything. But when you go for SQL Server, you will get 5 system databases. You will get 5 system databases. One is master, one is model, one is MSDB, one is TempDB. So you will get 5 system databases. Only I'm able to see the 4 databases only, right? So master, model, MSDB, TempDB. There is one hidden database under the C drive, wherever you install the binary files, right? Under the binary files, under the bin folder, binary files means bin folder, there will be one more system. See, are you able to see? There is a system database called MS SQL System Resource LDF, MS System Resource MDF. Means this technically resource database. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you create any SQL, okay, it can be in cloud, it can be on-prem, it can be a PaaS platform, any platform. When you create any instance, you will get 5 system databases: master, model, MSDB, TempDB, resource database. These are the 5 default system databases you will get it. But only 4 databases you can see under SSMS. One database will be hidden. One database will be hidden database. That is nothing but resource DB. How many system databases? 5. Master, model, MSDB, TempDB, and resource database. So as a DBA, we must and should understand the system databases, and system database is also very important, sir. Don't think that, okay, system databases, we are not doing anything. No, we will do many things in the system database as well. Means you are not doing anything in the background. SQL is doing many things on the system databases. So let's talk one by one database. First is master database. Okay, first is master database. Master is the entire heart for your SQL Server service. Means when you open the configuration manager, okay, or when you go to the services.msc, anything is fine, sir. Again, okay, SQL. See, this is the major service, right, for us. SQL Server is the major service, and when you go here, SQL Server is the major service. So what is master database? Master database will holds complete instance information. Okay, means instance configuration information. Complete your instance configuration information will be held in the master database. What do you mean by instance configuration information, Subbu? Like version, edition, databases, means whatever the database you created, where you created, means this database where MDF files are hosting, LDF files are hosting, okay, and logins, passwords, linked servers, okay, many more means all the instance metadata information will be residing in the master database. So master database will holds complete instance configuration information, and which is the heart for entire your SQL Server service. what is a heart, Subbu? You are saying that what is a mean like heart? See, this SQL services, when you stop it, engine will goes down. When it is running only, engine you can access the engine and you can do whatever operation you want. See, when you open the SQL Server service, there is an option called startup parameter. See, there is two files here. Okay, let's open the notepad here itself. Paste it. Okay, and open LDF. See, master MDF, master LDF are the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service. Okay, are the two startup parameters. See, master MDF, master LDF are the two startup parameter for your SQL Server service. Means if something happened to your master database, entire your services will goes down. If services goes down, entire your engine is down. So master database MDF file, master database LDF file are the two startup parameters for your SQL Server service. Means if something happened to master database, this service will goes down. If the services goes down, entire engine is down. Entire your database engine goes down. So that's the reason we are saying for a whole SQL Server service, master is the primary database. In the high level, master is the primary database to the SQL Server service. How, Subbu? Means when you go to the services startup parameters, master MDF file, master LDF file are the two startup parameters. D stands for data file, L stands for log file. If something happened to master, entire your services goes down and engine is down, sir. So if someone is asking what is master database will holds complete instance configuration information like DB information, location information, logins information, passwords information, linked server information, configuration information will be stored in the master database along with master database MDF file, master database LDF file are the two startup parameter for our SQL Server service. If something happened to master, entire your engine is down. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? Yes. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so what will happen to master, how the corruptions, we'll talk in the advanced level, sir. No worries about. Try to understand what is master database. Now, see, model database. Okay, model database is like a template for newly creating database, sir. Means whenever you are creating a database, if you right click and click on new database, you will get one wizard. Okay, you will get one wizard. See, or if you open the new query window, and you can create, okay, database db2, for example, create database name. So whenever you are creating a database from command line or from graphical user interface, okay, now how SQL Server knows that I need to create one MDF file? See, I need to create one data file, I need to create one log file, and my initial size should be 88, and my auto growth should be 64 MB, and I need to keep in the C drive. How SQL Server knows, sir? Okay, not only this, there are many parameters. Okay, not only this, you can just type the database name, click on script, sir. Okay, minimize this one. That is a interesting thing with SQL Server. Whenever you select everything in the graphical user interface, click on script, Microsoft will provide complete script. See, here I just create database name. Okay, but see, here also create database name. But here you are getting many more things like compatibility level, ANSI default, ANSI null, ANSI padding, ANSI warning, auto sync, auto update stats, cursors. There are many things you are getting. These many parameters SQL Server is setting in the background. In the background, SQL Server is setting these many parameters for your database when you are creating any database. When you are creating any database, these many settings Microsoft is doing in the background. From where these settings are getting? Means from the model database. So whenever you are creating any database, every database will inherit the features from the model database. Means how your model database looks like, same how your newly creating database looks like. How this model database looks like, same how your user create database looks like. See, when you open the database property, if you go to the file, see, initial size is 8, only one MDF file, one LDF file, initial size is 8, auto growth size is 64. See, and the files are going for C drive. So how your model database looks like exactly, same how your user database also looks like when you are creating new database. Only when you are creating new database, sir. Not for existing databases. Means already if a database is existing, right? If you change anything model, so for example, I am changing from 8 to 16, for example, sir. Okay. Just now you verified, right? When you right click here and go to the new database, you are seeing not done. You are seeing 8. Okay, it's fine. Now I am changing model database. See, from 8 to 16, I am changing. Now, if you go and create a database, now you will see the 16. See, not 8. Earlier, it is 8. Now you are getting 16.8. Means if you change any properties, if you change any parameters, if you change any parameter to the model database, that will inherit to the newly creating database, not existing database. Means you already created database. Will that affect Subbu if I change anything to the model database? No. Only for newly creating database. If someone is asking what is model database act as a template for newly creating database. For example, where I need to create MDF file, where I need to create LDF file, what is my auto growth, what is my initial size, how many LDF I need to create, how many MDF files I need to create, what level of parameters I need to enable. Everything you will get it from these all parameters. You will get it from the model database. You got it, everyone? So what model database is doing? No worries about auto growth, initial size. We'll talk, sir, in a while. I hope you understand what is model database. Means when you are creating any database, it will take the template from the model database. How your model looks like, same how you newly creating database also looks like same. Okay, it's fine, sir. Fine, Subbu. Next. What was the question? Means if model database got corrupted, if something happened to model database, what will happen to the SQL services? So what will happen to the SQL services, sir, for experienced people? If something happened to model database, what will happen to SQL services? If something happened to master database, entire SQL will down, sir. Okay. Same. If something happened to model database, what will happen? Come on, everyone.
I believe existing database will run as usual, I believe, right? Only for the new DB, we will not be able to create it. Since as per the model, it was only for the template one, right? So it won't affect.
Okay. Any other answers? Anyone? No worries, sir. If you need wrong, also nothing.
I think we cannot connect to the databases. user database.
Forget about connection, all the stuff. Will SQL will start or not? If model database got corrupted, will SQL will start or not?
SQL Server, it won't start.
SQL will not start, I guess, because it won't be able to create a new temp DB.
Great.
It won't start.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, there are two things here. Okay, there are two things you need to remember. If something happened to model database, okay, one answer is you can't create any user databases. You can't create any new user databases. One more thing is, if you already SQL is in stopped state, for example, SQL is already in the stopped state, and you are starting the SQL Server, and already your model database got corrupted, will your SQL will start? No, sir. SQL won't start without model database also. Like how master is very important, model is also very important. Why, Subbu? Means there is a temp DBs are here. Okay, when you restart your SQL, when you stop your SQL and start your SQL, every time temp DB will recreate. Every time temp DB will recreate. Means every time temp DB will recreate when you restart the SQL or when you start the SQL. When you start the SQL, when you stop and start it, and when you restart the SQL, every time temp DB will freshly create. Okay, and if something happened to model database, how temp DB will create, sir? Temp DB won't create. Okay, because if temp DB create, it need to inherit from the model only. Okay, if any database you are creating, it need to get the template from the model database. Suddenly my model database got corrupted and temp DB won't create. Without temp DB, your SQL won't start. Your SQL won't start. Can I do anything, Subbu? Yes, you can bypass it. Means there is a trace file 3609. Okay, there is a trace file 3609. I will talk all this concept when we are talking in corruption, sir. Okay, if master got corrupted, model got corrupted, MSDB got corrupted, TempDB got corrupted, resource database got corrupted. Okay, there is a dedicated session, and I will share you 5 different documents. What are the process? What are the approaches you should follow if something happened to system databases? Okay, no worries. 2 days we are spending on the corruption only. One is user database corruption, one is system database corruption. So that day we will talk more, sir. As of now, what you need to remember is, if something happened to model database, my SQL won't start, because okay, without model, TempDB won't create. Without TempDB, SQL won't start. Is a blind. But is there any alternative, Subbu? Means yes, I can bypass it. I can bypass it by enabling the trace file. I can bypass it by enabling the trace file. Means I can tell to SQL Server, hey, don't create TempDB. Just restart SQL. Just start SQL. Don't create TempDB. Just start SQL. So I can bypass it. Okay, the experienced people, you can go on research in Google. Okay, you can bypass without creating TempDB. Means without touching TempDB, you can bypass the start. You can bypass the restart. Please keep that point in your mind. We'll talk in the advanced level. Okay, and I will share you 5 like kind of different documents just for your reference purpose. I'm showing. See, MSDB corruption, master database corruption, model database corruption, resource database corruption. Of course, TempDB is simple, sir. So that's the reason there is no separate document. But all these are very important. All these are separate documents. We'll talk what are the process we'll follow, what are the different methods we'll follow to recover master, model, MSDB, TempDB, resource database, if something happened. And I will share these documents to you. Okay, no worries on the stuff. Let's focus here. If something happened to model database, SQL services will won't start. SQL Server never start. But is there any loop? Is there any alternative technique? Means yes, I can bypass the I can bypass, but will it start or not? Okay, that is the biggest challenge for us, sir. Okay, mostly you won't face this kind of issues in real world. Okay, you won't face like a corruption for system databases because we are not doing anything on system databases, sir. System database will hold only metadata, means some information will be handling by the system databases. There is no user data. No system database will hold the user data, sir. So let's see when corruption will talk more. As of now, what you need to remember, model database act as a template for newly creating database. If something happened to model database, SQL services won't start. Without model, TempDB won't create. Without TempDB, SQL won't start, sir. Okay? Is it fine, everyone? Up to now, this only you prepared, sir. We'll talk in depth in the later. Okay? Now, MSDB. So you remember yesterday we discussed what, sir? There are two services. When you install database engine, you are getting two services. One is SQL Server service, one is agent service. Okay. What do you mean by SQL Server service? Which is a major service for entire your database engine. For entire your database engine, SQL service is the major service. And for SQL service, master is the primary database. Primary database. Okay, it's fine. Then what about MSDB, sir? MSDB for automation purpose. Okay, complete your SQL Server agent will rely on the MSDB. Your SQL Server agent will rely on the MSDB database. There is nothing concept called startup parameters, all that stuff, sir. Okay, if I open here, there is nothing concept called startup parameters. See, if you go to the SQL Server service, there is a concept called startup parameters. Like same agent is also startup parameter, Subbu, no. But for entire your agent, okay, MSDB is the backbone. MSDB is the backbone. If you want to run the job, create the job, alter the job, run the alerts, create the alerts. If you want to do anything, jobs, alerts, operators, proxy accounts, MSDB is our primary database. MSDB is our primary database. Along with that, so what MSDB is doing, sir? It is storing the historical information related to backups, related to restore, related to log shipping, okay, DB email. So it is storing the historical information. See, it is storing historical information related to backups, okay, related to log shipping, related to restores, okay, restores. Not only jobs, alerts, operators, it is also storing backups information, restores information, and also DB mail information. Okay, DB mail, okay, system mail, DB mail information. And one more very important is page level corruption. If something, your page got corrupted, okay, in the one database, any database, if pages got corrupted, it will store that information in the MSDB database. Page level corruption, SSIS packages, backups, restores, log shipping, all historical information like metadata information will be held in the master MSDB database. This is also very important database. Means when you take the backups, who perform the backups, when they perform the backups, who restored, when restored, which backup file you restored, where you restored, everything you will get the information by reading MSDB database. So you will definitely caught when you by mistakenly trigger the backup, by mistakenly you restored, by mistakenly you touch any log shipping related information, it is tracking in the background. So MSDB will store automation related information like jobs, alerts, operator, along with history information like backups, restores, log shipping, corruptions. That information will also holding by the MSDB database. If MSDB database got corrupted, okay, your agent will goes down. Nothing will happen to the SQL service. Okay, this agent will down, sir. This agent will down. See, your SQL Server agent will down. If MSDB got corrupted, nothing will happen to the SQL services. See, I can run the SQL services, but automation is down. Automation is down, sir. Your automation is down, but nothing will happen to SQL services if MSDB database got corrupted. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? Are there online people?
Yeah, super clear.
Okay. So what is MSDB? MSDB will store all the historical information related to the backups, restores, log shipping, DB email, corruption, along with entire automation information is holding in the MSDB database. If something happened to MSDB database, entire your SQL Server agent will goes down. Nothing will happen to the SQL services. Means your automation will be down, sir. Your automation will be down, but nothing will happen to the SQL services. User can access the databases. User can perform inserts, update, deletes, run the stored procedure, everything. But you will get one pop-up kind of stuff every time you are getting some pop-up. MSDB got suspected, MSDB got corrupted. You will get that pop-up, sir. But it won't stop your operations. Only automation will fail. Only automation will fail, but it won't stop any business operation. It won't stop any business operation, but your automation will gets failed. So now, TempDB. Today I'm just discussing with 5 minutes, sir. Okay, but TempDB I need to discuss almost 2 to 3 days. Okay. In entire SQL Server, TempDB will play a crucial role. Okay. Like some experts will call it as a TempDB is like a public toilet. Anyone can use it. Okay, it's a public toilet, sir. Anyone can use it. When you are performing any operation like inserts, update, delete, select, whatever queries you are executing, right? Whatever the statement you are executing, we are thinking that, oh, I am executing on my user database. Okay, I am executing in my user database. Okay, knowingly, unknowingly, in the background for your query, TempDB is using. You don't need any permission. No one needs any permission, especially for TempDB. Okay, no one need any permission for TempDB, sir. Everyone can access TempDB. Okay, in the background, somehow TempDB is consuming. Okay, TempDB. The name itself is telling the temporary database. Okay, so if you want, you can go use it and clear it. If you don't want, you can clear it, or it will clear automatically. So TempDB stores temporary data. In a simple understanding, TempDB stores temporary data. What do you mean by temporary data? Super. What do you mean by temporary data? Means like when you are creating a table, create table name. So this is the syntax. Create table name. So you can create the temp tables. Create table hash employee. Whatever the table name you are giving, right? Before that, you select the hash. This is the temp table. Temp table. It can be in SQL. It can be in Postgres. Okay. Postgres also same concept, sir. Whenever you are creating a table, if it's specifying any hash before that, it is a temp table. Means you are using for temporary purpose. So when you specify single hash, it is a local temporary table. Local temporary table. When you specify double hash, okay, it is a global temporary table. It's a global temporary table. It's a local temporary table. Single hash means local temporary table. Global means, okay, sorry, double hash means global temporary table. What do you mean by single local temporary table, global temporary table? Means, see, mostly you should prefer local temporary table. Why, Subbu? Means, assume you are running you are doing certain operation. Assume there is a employee table. On this employee table, you are doing a massive calculations, aggregations, mathematics, all this stuff. Okay, but I don't want hold this table until my operation get completes. I don't want hold this table until my operation get complete, sir. What I can do, whatever the data is available in the employee table, that I will copy to the temp table. Assume local local temporary table. I will copy everything to this, and I can do here the calculations, aggregations, whatever I want, a massive calculations, massive aggregations, I can do it here only, sir. Okay. Once everything is done, finally I will move the data again back to the table. Okay. Means I don't want whole the base table. This is a base table, sir. I don't want hold the base table for longer time, because this is the original table where users are performing inserts, update, deletes. Okay. When you are reading the data, it will hold a lock. Internally, SQL Server will place a locks on the tables. Locks on the objects, sir, not tables. It will locks. So until you complete, it won't release the lock. So until you release the lock, no one can perform anything. So I don't want hold a lock on the table for that much time. Okay, let me copy the data. Let me do my calculations, my aggregations, whatever. And finally, I can load the data. Finally, I can load the data into the base table. So that is how developers are doing. So what developers are doing, they are getting data from the base table to temp table, and they will do some calculations, aggregations, all the stuff, and finally they will load data back to the base table. So if you go for single hash, okay, once you complete this transaction, whatever the transaction you are running, right? Once you complete this transaction, this table automatically delete. You no need to explicitly delete, sir. Once your operation is completed, automatically this table will deleted. You no need to delete anything. But when you go for double hash, okay, even your transaction got completed, it won't delete, it will keep in the temp DB only. Okay, of course, single hash also it is keeping in the temp DB, double hash also it is keeping on the temp DB. But single hash, there is one advantage. Once your operation is completed, automatically this table will delete from the temp DB. But double hash, it won't delete, sir. It will stay back in the temp DB. So mostly we won't encourage the global temporary tables because it will consume lot of temp DB. We don't want that, sir. Because temp DB, anyone can use it. So now if you see global temporary table which is holding temp DB, then you will go and ask why you are creating the global temporary tables. Why? Is there any specific reason? Is there any specific reason why you are keeping the global temporary table? Unnecessarily temp DB is growing. Unnecessarily temp DB is growing, sir. So that is how we will educate our application team. As of now, don't think that much level. Just simply think temp DB will contains temporary data. That is the one point you need to remember. One more point, sir. Temp DB, you can't take backup. Sir, it is a temp DB. What is the purpose of taking the backup? See, you can't take backup. There is no concept called backup. But if you go for any database, you can take the backup, you can restore it. So temp DB doesn't support backup. And whenever you restart SQL Server, temp DB will recreate every time. Temp DB will recreate every time. When you are restarting SQL Server, temp DB will recreate every time. So if someone is asking, when was my SQL start time? When your SQL started, since how long your SQL is running? That time, very simple answer. If you go and verify, okay, When was your TempDB created? You will get to know when is your SQL started. Okay. Today at 6:58, my SQL has been started. Okay, almost since 3 hours, my SQL is 2 hours. Since almost 2 hours, 2 hours, my SQL is running. Since 2.5 hours, my SQL is running. So if you want to know that when my SQL has been started, you need to go and verify TempDB creation time, sir. If you verify TempDB creation time, you can easily understand, okay, TempDB started from this many days, this many hours. Okay. So what you need to remember as of now today, okay, as of now today, TempDB will store temporary data. We can't take backup on TempDB. Okay, and TempDB creates every time when you restart the SQL services. If we wanted to see the SQL uptime, okay, we will go and verify the TempDB creation time. These are the 4 points you need to remember, and you need to explain to interviewer also. These are the 4 points are majorly. If you go for deeper, we'll go for deeper in the advanced level. Any questions? Everyone? No? Yes?
No.
Okay. Finally, there is one more database called resource database, which is introduced from SQL Server 2005, sir. Until SQL Server 2005, we are having only 4 system databases: master, model, MSDB, TempDB. Okay, but from SQL Server 2005, Microsoft came up with the resource database, and it is a hidden database. From SQL Server 2005, Microsoft came up with the system database called resource database, which is hidden database. Sir, to understand easily, if you stand in front of mirror, what you will see in the mirror, sir? Your image only, right? Agree, not agree? Everyone? Yes? If you stand in front of mirror, what you will see in the mirror? Your
Agree.
image, right? Your image, right? Okay. Like same, sir. Master is a mirror. Everyone, just now, Subbu, you told master is a heart, master is a blah, master is that one, this one. Now again, what is this? Yes, sir. Okay. Master is a mirror. Actually, is resource database, sir. Actually, is resource database. Okay. See, I told you, right? Table is our primary component. Table is our primary object in entire all the database engines. If you go for Oracle, SQL, Postgres, MongoDB, Sybase, DB2, Teradata, okay, Cosmos DB, Amazon Aurora, okay. If you go for any database management system, table is our primary component. Table is our primary object, sir. Primary object. But when you go to the master, when you go to the tables, okay, are you able to see any tables here? No. When you expand the system table, see, nothing. You are not able to see. When you go to the MSDB database, okay, see, you will see these many tables: backup tables, log shipping tables, page corruption tables, agent information tables, restore tables, okay, DB mail tables. So you will see these many tables in the MSDB database. But in the master database, nothing here. Nothing. You're not able to see anything, sir, here. Just now you told, right, Subbu, master will holds DB information, DB file location information, logins information, passwords information, linked server information. Then where it is storing? Views. When you expand the views, you will see all the views. See, now you will see all the views. Credentials information, database information, okay, database information, database files information, okay, column encryption information, endpoints information, index information, many more. See, many more you will see. Many more. See, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, these many views are there, but there is no tables. So master is a mirror for your resource database, sir. Resource is your actual database. A resource is your actual database, which is holding sys information. Sys. What do you mean by sys? System objects. Okay, all your system objects information is holding in the resource database, not in the master database. Not in the master database. Master is just like a mirror for us. Master is a mirror, sir. Where is actual resource database? So Microsoft, see, as a human psychology, rather than creating, we love to delete. Agree, not agree? Yes or no? Agree, everyone? When we start from childhood, okay, we will start playing with the toys. So what we will do? We will crash the toys like anything, right? From the childhood to now, we are younger. Even though now also we'll do, before we create something, we love to delete something. Agree, not agree? Everyone accepted, right? So Microsoft think that all the system objects are very crucial, very important for us. Very crucial, very important for us. So we don't want to touch the system objects. So that's the reason what Microsoft done. Microsoft kept all the system objects in the resource database and only mirror in the master. You can't delete, sir. There is no option called delete. See, anywhere you are able to see the delete. No, you can't delete anything because these are all the system objects, which is so important. So if someone is asking what is resource database is a system database which is introduced from SQL Server 2005, and it is a hidden database which will store all system object information. And master looks like a mirror, actual looks like in this resource database. Master is a mirror, sir. View is a mirror. Okay, not actual table. Where your actual data in the resource database. Master is a just mirror. Got it, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Got it? What are the 5 system databases? Master, model, MSDB, TempDB, resource database. So each database is having a unique responsibility, sir. And please, sir, you need to remember this path. You need to remember this name, sir. Okay? How they will ask you question is what is the location for resource database? So don't tell C, program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, don't tell this one. Under the binary files, under the bin folder, under the binary files, under the bin folder, MS SQL system resource.mdf file, MS SQL system.resource LDF file will be created. If someone is asking location, if if resource database got corrupted, master is down, every SQL will goes down. If something happened to resource database, also SQL service is down completely. In overall, my journey, I never see the resource database got corrupted, sir. Mostly master database will corrupted because resource database is not accessible in the front end. Resource database is the backbone, basically. Okay? Not okay, everyone? No? Yes?
Got it, sir.
One of the most important concepts are all the system databases are very important. Okay, master, model, MSDB, TempDB. What is master? Master will holds complete metadata information. What do you mean by metadata, sir? Related to databases. See, certificates, assembles, views, columns, databases, logins, passwords, always on availability groups, encryptions, indexes, metadata. There is no data. See, metadata means you are not doing anything, sir. SQL Server is updating. You are not doing anything. SQL Server automatically will update. Whenever you do anything at the instance level, either you configure mirroring, log shipping, always on, okay, it will be updated in this system databases automatically. Whenever you create any job, alert, operator, proxy accounts, it will do in the system databases. Information will be stored in the system databases. Information will be stored in the system databases. Got it, everyone? No? Yes? This is about system databases, sir. Slowly you will understood, okay? Don't, I think you today, by today end of the day, you will get you will get a mail, sir. All the documents, okay, we share it. And what is the document you need to start prepare? Go and start preparing, sir. If you go to the Google, if you ask, okay, how many system databases in SQL Server, okay, you will get lots of blogs. Okay, I always tell that go and ask the engine, Google engine. Okay, you will get much more stuff rather than depending on what document, PDF file. Okay, you can everyone is carrying their mobiles, right? See, so 5 system databases are available. What is master? Master stores all the system level information. Okay, like server configuration, login accounts, linked servers, startup procedures, file locations. That's it. What is MSDB? MSDB is used for the SQL Server agent. So this is the very simple document. Okay, this document I will attach. So like this, if you search the engine will provide lots of best documents.
Can you pin the link?
Oh yeah, I will attach in the video description, sir. No worries. Okay. Yeah, let me ping it for your reference. Someone can copy it and paste it to your WhatsApp group. But no worries, I will attach in the video description. Okay, so my preference is this one, sir. Go and ask the engine, Google engine. You will get good stuff. Okay, so high level, whatever I'm telling is very important. Same thing, if you go and ask also, Google also will tell same thing. So each and every database is so important for us. Okay, fine, Subbu, now. Okay, we know about system databases. Now, we need to know about user database, right? So whenever you are creating any database, you can right click on database, click on new database, and you can provide your database name. Okay, DB name. Who will provide, sir? Application team will provide what database you need to create, and they will provide. You need to specify the owner as a SA. Always, owner should be SA, system administrator account, SA. Okay, even you disable also. Okay, even you disable. Okay, now if you refresh, your account is in disable. Even you disable SA also, your database owner should be SA only. Please keep that in mind. Very important. Your database owner should be SA. Your job owner should be also SA. Whatever the jobs you are going to create. Okay, even that job owner should be also SA account only. That is one of the best practice you should follow. Okay, everyone, please keep that in mind. Very, very important. Very, very important. When you are creating any database, when you are, forget about jobs, sir. When you are creating any database, always your owner should be SA. If you're not changing to SA, what will happen, Subbu? So for example, if you are creating a database, okay, see, your owner will be your name, sir. Whoever created, the owner will be he only, he or she. your name will be visible here. So that is not at all best practice. Always your database owner should be SA. That is one of the best practice you should follow. That is one of the best practice you should follow. Always your owner should be SA. That is a recommended. That is a best practice you should follow. Rare case, we will change the owners to the application owners. Okay, some of the application team will tell that, hey, this is my database, I should be owner. What is a owner means? He can do anything, sir. If he's a owner for this database, he can do anything on the database. He can do anything on the database like inserts, update, delete, create, alter, drop, truncate. Okay, he can do anything on the database because he's the owner of the database. If he's a owner, he can do anything, sir. So to avoid that one, we are keeping as a owner as a SA only. We don't want any other user be owner of the any database. We will grant the permission. If they want to perform certain things, we will grant the permission. We don't want to make them as a owner. Okay, if you want, I will grant the permission. What you want? You want to delete, you want to truncate, you want to perform, we'll grant the permission. So, but we won't make you as a owner until unless there is any business justification. You need to provide the business justification. Then I can provide you as a owner. Why you should be owner, sir? SA is a best practice. Okay, they need to provide the business justification. Once you are good at business justification, then you can make it as a application users. Because this is a dummy database. They wanted to perform anything, but they are for testing purpose. Okay, this database for testing purpose, they want to be owner. Let it be. So please be careful when you are creating a database. Always choose the SA as a owner. This is the first thing you need to keep it in mind. This is the first thing you need to keep it in mind. Next, whenever you are going to create a database, Subbu, just now you open many options are there. ANSI, compatibility, update statistics, service broker, page verification, target recovery. We discussed about the internal checkpoint, right? This option, delayed durability. There are many things here. What are all these options, Subbu? Will I need to remember all this, Subbu? Some of the options are very important, like in terms of max drop, in terms of parameter sniffing, in terms of query optimization, okay, in terms of ANSI values, okay, ANSI values, in terms of auto sync, statistics, okay, all are very important only. No worries, don't think we are not discussing all these points, okay. When we are going for query tuning, especially when we are discussing max drop, I will talk about max drop. When we are discussing parameter sniffing, I will talk about parameter sniffing. When we talk about cardinality, I will talk about legacy cardinality. When we talk about ANSI, I will talk about ANSI values. When we talk about statistics, I will talk about statistics. So almost 70 to 80% you will get it when we are talking on the respective concepts. Okay. As of now, you no need to think about all this stuff. It will confuse you a lot. Okay. No, don't worry about all these parameters. What is this parameter? So what exactly they are doing? When I told you, right, when we are discussing max drop, I will talk about max drop. When we are discussing cardinality, I will talk about cardinality. When we are discussing parameter sniffing, I will talk about parameter sniffing. When we're talking about statistics, I will talk about what is auto create stat, what is auto update stats, what is incremental stats. Okay, what is incremental stats? Every concept will discuss practical only, not theoretical. But this is not a right time, sir, to talk about all this concept. But please keep that in your mind. When we are going to create a database, there are a lot of options which are getting from the model database. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? Okay, not okay, everyone? Are there online people?
Yeah, okay.
Now, see what you need to remember when you are going to create a database. Okay, when you are going to create a database, make sure the database name should be important and the database owner should be important. Database name should be important. Database owner should be important. Then you will have one doubt. So what is this file? What is this file group? What is this initial size? What is this auto growth? About this, sir, when I'm talking about piecemeal restore, there is a concept called piecemeal restore. Okay, mostly in this week only we'll cover, sir, about this one. When I'm talking about piecemeal restore, I will talk about all this concept. What is the what is about what is the file stream? File group. What is a file group? What is read-only file group? What is the default? What is auto growth? Okay, uh, how to choose the file groups, how to create the file groups, how to set the auto growths. When I'm talking about piecemeal restoration, I will talk about each and everything with a practical demo. That day you can understand easily, sir, because you will get some more experience, because we are going to discuss 3 to 4 sessions, right? You will learn lot many things. What is a backup? What is a restore? How to take the backups? How to restore? You will have some idea about the database that day. When I'm discussing on that day, when we are talking about piecemeal restoration, I will talk about what is file group, what is read-only file groups, what is read-write file groups, what is the initial size, what is the auto-growth size. That day you can understand very easily. So bear with me for 2 more days. Okay, 2 more days. I will talk about file groups, auto-growth size, initial size, auto-growth size, file location, file groups, read-only file groups, read-write file groups. Everything I will talk it, sir. Okay, almost one session will talk about the piecemeal restoration only. Okay, one of the most important concepts every DBA must and should know about the piecemeal restoration. That day I will talk about file groups, all the stuff. As of now, what you need to do is just right click on database, go to new database, create the database, sir. Make it as a owner essay. Click on OK. Don't change anything, sir. Don't change anything. Okay, as of now, just create. Now, Subbu, I created database. Now I wanted to see the historical information. Okay, like for example, how many databases are in my SQL? SP underscore help DB, sir. Very simple shortcut. SP is an external store procedure. These are whatever I am running SP. Whatever I'm running, SPs are external store procedures. Inbuilt, you will get it by Microsoft. So when you run SP help DB, you will get all the database names, database sizes, who is the owner. See, DB2 owner is this one, so not SA. So immediately you need to go and change it. Okay. What is the database IDs? This is very important. When you create any database, by default, there are the DB IDs. DB IDs internally creating. Like master database ID1, TempDB ID2, model database ID3, MSDB ID4, and resource database is a hidden database, so you don't need to worry. So when you created this database, what is the state of this database and whether it is performing read-write operations? Okay, and you will get some option related to collation, recovery model. This is very important, recovery model, and compatibility level. So when you run SP underscore help, you will get the basic information related to your database. Not only this one, sir. Okay. You can run SP underscore help, and for specific database, you will get the specific database information. Your database name, size, owner, ID, created, status, compatibility level, In a traditional, this is what you got just now. Along with, you will get the this is a logical name, sir. Okay, please keep that in your mind. This is very important. When you are going to create a database, okay, this is a logical name. This is the physical path. Okay, this is the physical path and this is the physical name. This is the logical name. Every database contains the logical name, physical name, logical name, physical name. So you will see the logical name. Okay, you will see the logical name. You will see the physical name, and you will see the file group, the sizes, auto growth sizes, everything you can see respect to single database. If you run sp_helpdb, not only this one, sir. Okay, you can go for select star from sys.databases. Sys.databases. This is very, very important. Logical name, see, ma'am, whatever the logical name you are setting, same name, see, db1.mdf file. It can be also different, ma'am. That is nowhere logic that it should be same identical name. No, you can keep different name also, ma'am. So you need to remember this technically we'll call it as a catalog tables, system catalog tables. Okay, system catalog tables, sys tables, system catalog tables, sir. When you run sys.sys databases, okay, you will get here also you will get same information, database IDs, owner, creation, compatibility, collation, but you will see massive information. Okay, a massive information. See, you are getting massive information. These many columns are there. I don't know, Subbu, if you go to the copy this table name, if you just go to the Google and just type the table name, sir, sys.databases. Okay, go to the Microsoft block. Okay, where is Microsoft block? Hey, come on here, Microsoft block. SQL Server. Up. Why? Oh, come on. Very good. Why my Microsoft block? Copy. Open in my Google console. Hold on. Let me paste it. Sys.sys databases. Yeah. Oh, seriously. Okay. Okay, chalo. If you open sys.sys database table, so you will get complete information about come on, yeah. What are the column names and their descriptions? Okay. Will you need to remember all these column names? Will I need to remember all these column names? Means no, sir. But at least a couple of things are very important. Okay, couple of things are very important, like snapshot isolation level, snapshot isolation level description, is read committed snapshot isolation level, recovery model, ANSI values, query store, distributor, okay, is distributor, log reused weight or log reused weight description, is encrypted, is CDC, come on, what else? TemDB, TemDB, enough. Okay, if you remember at least these columns, like As I told you, right, is encrypted is very important, very, very important. Is CDC enable is very important. Is query store is very important. Log reused wait disk is 10 times very important. This is most powerful column, which is helping you when you are troubleshooting log file troubleshoot. Okay. And is subscribed is very important. Is publisher is very important. Is query store is very important. Hey, no worries, sir. Okay, we will discuss all these concepts. Okay, whatever columns I'm telling, this is important. This is important. I will talk all these concepts in the live sessions. Okay, then you can understand. Recovery model is very important. So, what is the column? What information is you are getting? You should know, sir. Actually, basically, you should know about this concept. So, when you are learning in the initial stage, okay, you need to remember couple of things, sir. Whatever I am running here, at least remember couple of things. See, when I go for select star, it will display all the columns in the table. This is a table. When you go for star, it will display all the columns, all the records. I don't want display, sir. Is encrypted is very important. Okay, is encrypted is very important. Okay, comma. Is CDC is enabled is very important. Okay, log wait read description is very important. Recovery model is very important. Okay, recovery model description is very important. Okay, and snapshot. Okay, snapshot isolation level state description is very important. Now, when you run this command now, it will display only whatever the column you want. Whatever the column you want. Oh, encryption is not enabled. CD is not enabled. My log files are healthy. This is my recovery model. Next concept we are discussing that only, sir. Snapshot isolation level is not enabled except what is this database? Oh, master database and TempDB. Master database TempDB. Snapshot enable. Okay, so name means database name, sir. Okay, name means database name. When you run this command, okay, so you will get the database name. Name means. So for master it is enabled. Oh, sorry, MSDB. For MSDB, snapshot is enabled. Except these two, all our snapshot is disabled. Okay, so whatever the columns you want to read, you can filter it out based on your needs. Or you just know you went to the Google, right? You ask something, sys.databases. Okay, and how to join the sys.database columns. See, you will get lot of useful scripts. Okay, you don't know what exactly they are doing. See, they are creating a temporary table and what they are trying to pull. You can copy it because it's a lab server, sir. Your laptop is a lab server. You can copy the script, go to here, open the new query window, paste it here, run it. Let's see what you are getting. Oh, nothing you are getting. What exactly this query is doing, sir? How to join system, sysctl. Oh, okay. It checked the where is executable suitable needed to because 30 databases are same schema, same name. Okay, no worries. We'll talk anyhow. We'll discuss all this stuff in upcoming classes. So when you create a database in the background, okay, it is updating in the master database the metadata information. If I wanted to read that, I can read using SP_help, and I can also read sys.databases where I can get the metadata related to my database. Out of this, some columns are very important, like encryption, CDC, log reuse, recovery model, snapshot, read committed snapshot isolation level. There are much more columns are very important, sir. You need to remember those stuff. when you are working on the respective concept. So especially when you are working in those one concept, sub of the columns are very, very important. So if you create the database background, it is updating in the master database where you can track the information. And this is how you can track the information. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? Everyone? Are there online people?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. I believe when it comes to the practical aspect, we will understand deeply. Thank you.
Yeah. See, sir, in a single day, can I understand everything? No. Okay, because you don't know what is encryption, what is CDC, what is snapshot isolation level. Each and every column what I displayed, okay, we need to spend almost 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to understand. Okay, so that's what the attendance is very important, sir. Next month, especially I'm talking about next month. Okay, next month is very crucial for DBS, where you are learning actual concept in next month only, sir, not in this month. In this whole month, you are learning the configurations, features, basic DBA work, basic DBA task. That is what you are learning. Actual depth work we will learn in next month only, sir. So next 40 to 45 days are very crucial for DBS. Okay, please, sir, whatever the attendance you are maintaining now, maintain the same attendance for next 45 days, not this month, since August. Okay, then I'm promising you, you will learn all the things. Okay, what is encryption, what is CDC, what is snapshot isolation, what is read committed snapshot isolation level, what is corruption, much more. What is ANSI values, how impact it will make when you are turn it on ANSI values, ANSI padding, ANSI nulls, ANSI. There are many more. Okay. Now, okay, Subbu, I am good. I installed SQL Server. I connected SQL Server yesterday. Now I know how to create the databases. Now I know that there are two databases. One is system databases. One is user-defined databases. All the system databases are metadata database, means when you are doing certain things, automatically data will update into the system databases. But actual our data will store in the user database, sir. Your data is storing in the user databases only, not in system databases. Okay, up to this I'm clear. Now, what developers are doing, Subbu, here? Okay, I am a DBA. I created a database. Now, see what developers are doing. When you expand the database, you will see the tables, views, synopsis. When you expand the programmability, stored buzzer, functions, triggers, assemble, types, rules, there are many things like sequences. Okay, there are many things. Okay, developers majorly working on creating the objects, loading data, retrieving data, modifying, manipulating data. Okay, so what developers are doing, not only dev team, sir, there are apps team, dev team, apps team, test team, testers. Okay, testers, test team. Okay, business owners. Okay, there will be business owners, business supervisors, end users. Apart from DBS, okay, exclude the DBS, sir. There are many teams here. Dev team, apps team, test team, business owners, end users, many more who are connecting to your databases. Exclude the DBS, sir. Okay, and what these people are doing, they are creating the objects. What do you mean by objects, sir? Okay, My voice is breaking, everyone. Can you confirm, anyone?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay, it's clear. Lokesh, just adjust your internet, sir. Okay. Yes, sometimes for me also. Others, everyone is able to hear, right?
Sometimes it's breaking.
Oh, sometimes it is breaking. You could raise this voice, sir. Maybe I forget to switch off my router and turn it on. My voice is now it is clear.
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. Tell me if it is breaking. Okay.
Yeah, from 1 hour I'm facing. I thought my internet is issue.
No,
Sometimes it is breaking.
no, sir.
Sometimes
No,
it is
what I will
clear.
do? Yeah, what I will do means every day when my session is starting, I will turn off the router and turn it on. Today I forget actually to turn it off, turn it on. That's the reason my internet connection is unstable. Okay, just hold for 2 minutes or let me turn it. Oh, if I turn it off, recording will stop. Okay, for everyone you are facing, or only everyone?
Oh, now okay, but sometimes whatever you said correct. Sometimes it's not audible. But anyhow, we'll highlight. So good.
Okay, okay, so I will take care from tomorrow onwards. Okay. Now, see what dev team is doing means dev team is creating the objects, loading the data, retrieving the data, modifying the data. Okay, they are doing many things. So in technical terms, I mean to say dev team is performing SQL languages. Okay. Okay. You know about Java is a language, C is a language, .NET is a language. Like same, SQL is also one language, sir. Okay. SQL is also one language. Okay, SQL is also language like Java, like Python, R, .NET, C, C++. SQL is also one language. SQL is a language, structure query language. All the database management system like Oracle, MS SQL, Postgres, MongoDB, Cassandra, Teradata, DB2, Sybase, okay, Cosmos DB, all the database management system will use a common language called SQL language. A common language called SQL language, sir. Hold on, sir. Let me restart. Okay, let me restart once router. Okay, hold on. I'm back. Okay, now my voice is clear, everyone.
Yes, Subbu.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, sir. Okay. Every developers. Okay. What exactly they are doing? They are using a language called SQL language. Okay. They are using a language called a SQL language. You know about Java, Python, C, C++, like same. SQL is a language where they are going to use the SQL as a language for all our database management systems. If you go for Oracle, SQL Server, like Postgres, MongoDB, Amazon Aurora, Teradata, Sybase, DB2, okay, Cassandra, Cosmos DB, Redis, all the database management system will use the common language called C language. They will use, no, recording is not stopped, sir. Recording is continuing, okay?
We can see your screen.
Oh, you can't see your screen, my screen. My internet is not stable. Are you able to see my
Yes,
screen?
sir.
No, yes, everyone?
No, sir, we are.
No.
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 No, can't see your screen.
Okay, hold on. I think my internet is not stable. Now?
No.
Yeah, no. No, sir.
Okay, sir. Then can you confirm me now?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Recording is in progress. Okay, yeah. Tomorrow onwards, I will take care of this one. Okay, yeah. Now see, sir. Okay, now developers, what they will do means, they will use the SQL as a language, okay, and they will perform, like, they can create the tables, they can alter the tables, they can drop the tables, they can truncate the data, they can perform inserts, update, deletes, they can do many things. So the primary language for our database engine is SQL, sir. It is not a complex like a Java, C, C++. Okay, don't think that SQL is a very complex symbol like a Java, Python, C, C++. No, sir. It's not that much complex, but it when compared with those languages, SQL is very easy only. Little word easy. If you know the SQL language, you're almost good at, even you can whatever you are doing in the SQL Server using SQL language, you can do same thing in Oracle, you can do same thing in Postgres, you can do same thing in other database management system also. But there may be little syntax level difference, but underlying concept is same, sir. Okay, underlying concept is same. Now, what we need to understand here means, so developers will start using the SQL as a language. Developer will start using SQL as a language, and they will start modifying the data. Again, my voice is breaking. If yes, tell me. I can stop the session. Okay, I can continue tomorrow. Okay, sir. Let me stop it. Okay, no worries. I will take it tomorrow. Okay, maybe my internet is not stable. Okay, let's stop the recording. Shut.